Hey everyone, ArchTalko here, welcoming you to a side video thing? Basically, I have realized playing through Bioshock that it is insane. There is like always something happening, and I've been meaning to like bring this up, talk about this for a few episodes now, but it's so hard to like not be talking about what's going on in the game because there's something always happening. So this is a brief like update video, just letting you guys know more about the project, but then also something that I've just kind of been wanting to get off my chest about the project. That's pretty long-winded, and that I just have not had a like solid chunk of time to dedicate like talking about it. So here we go. First and foremost, originally my plan was to record Bioshock one at a time, and to, you know, like the comments that you guys would comment for like every single video I would take and record for like the very next one. I've realized that's very unrealistic. You know, I have a very hard time with everything that's been going on with my life to you know, realistically schedule out like a proper recording time like every single day. So what I've done, you may have noticed by now that I've been uploading Bioshock every other day, but then I've also been recording 2 at a time. When I do that, that gives me a good buffer time of like 3 days, assuming like if I record the same day that a Bioshock episode comes out, I still get 3 more days to, you know, to edit that second episode, upload it, and then record more after those 2 episodes go up. So it gives me more time, it gives me a little bit more flexibility, allows other projects to, you know, get as much screen time as Bioshock, and all in all, I think it's a win-win. If not, comment down below, let me know what you think about this. You might have noticed, I think it was like parts 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, I was both wearing the same shirt, so parts 7 and 8, I'm gonna be probably wearing this blue one. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about it. I think it'll work out pretty good, but I want to know your opinion. With that out of the way, now comes the really long-winded part. So back at, I can't remember, one of the first like 3 episodes, I think, I kind of briefly talked about my history with Bioshock, and like, you know, me playing it and all that fun stuff. That was part of it, but there's, I would say, a more complicated history that I have with this game, and it's been something that's kind of been like eating at me, and just something that I want to talk about. So it's gonna be a pretty long explanation. If you don't care about any of that stuff, that's fine. Click away. That's really the only update news that I wanted to tell you guys about. But if you want to know a little bit more background stuff about me in this game, then by all means, stick around. So we're gonna take it back. When I was 7, my parents divorced. I was living in Illinois. My mom and I moved to Michigan to live with my grandma and grandpa. Now, obviously, being the new kid in Michigan, I didn't have that many friends until school started, and I was in 3rd grade. I made friends with one guy that I'm not gonna mention his name, but if he's watching this, I think he already knows I'm talking about him. And for like all of elementary school, we were like best buds. I mean, we were like inseparable. I was an only child, so he was basically like the closest thing to like a brother I had ever had. You know, we did everything together. We when we got to middle school, you know, we did band, we did, you know, ski club. We were like basically like every weekend, if we could, we were, you know, sleeping over at one person's house. But unfortunately, middle school happened, and I think a lot of people have kind of experienced this, where, you know, you get introduced to the whole cliques. You know, people just, you know, they start growing apart, they start getting different interests, and this happened to me and my friend. You know, he started getting the stuff that I didn't really care about. I'm sure I started getting the stuff that he just didn't really care about. So we started to drift apart, but even worse is that, you know, over time, I feel like, you know, in a way, I think I wanted to kind of hold on to that friendship that we used to have in elementary school, but over time, he kind of transformed from best friend to like one of the worst bullies I've like ever had in school. You know, what started off as just him kind of like roughhousing me turned into like full-blown like physically hurting me. Like, example, taking one of my books one day and like out of the blue like hitting me across the face, breaking my glasses, but like just hitting me as hard as he could with this book. Like, I mean, we're talking like stuff like that. And then even like going a step further and like emotionally trying to like like dig into me. Like again, we were in ski club, 8th grade. I remember we ended up like carpooling together basically, and the night before I spent the night at his house, and he was just like I'll never forget. He basically like ruined the entire what was supposed to be this huge ski trip. He completely like ruined it for me just because it was like non-stop, like emotionally like harassing me and making me feel like a total piece of poop, you know? So needless to say, as much as like as horribly like painful as it was, I basically cut him out of my life. You know, when we got to high school, seldom talked to him except for maybe like the rare moment like in band, because we were still both total band geeks. You know, aside from those like rare moments, maybe like passing each other in the hallway or whatever, didn't hang out with him. Again, didn't talk with him. Honestly, stopped really thinking about him. You know, I got other friends, I got girlfriends, and you know, of course, that's gonna take up a lot of your time. You know what I'm saying? Really stopped talking to him until my senior year. I don't want to get too much in details because it's already super long and rambly and tangent-y. But needless to say, me and I'll just say me and a few other people, we really screwed up. But I got like the brunt of the blame for like everything that happened. And again, I don't want to go into too much details, but like among my friends and among like a lot of people in my school, even like people I didn't even talk to, I started getting like a ton of hate. I'll never forget, like one day I got like texts from like 7 different people telling me like how awful of a person I was, and it was basically the lowest point of my high school career. It was the first time I'd ever felt like truly depressed. It was the one time I had ever felt like just lonely. You know, like there was just like no one there for me. Until my old friend, you know, the one that I had cut out of my life, was one of the first people to get back like in touch with me. Like after that happened, it was one of the few people, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the first guy to say like, hey, you know, I've been hearing the stuff about you, but like it doesn't sound like you. I know what kind of person you are, and you know, I'm here for you if you need anything. A few other people, like over time, did the same thing basically, but you know, he was the first. And like this time in my life, it was supposed to be like the most exciting part of my life, you know, graduating high school, you know, getting out on my own. That ended up being like my worst point of my high school career, but he kind of helped turn that around and still make it worthwhile. And I'm still not totally sure like what made him do it, but after that, you know, we started talking again, we started hanging out a little bit, and it got to the point where I had made my YouTube channel. I think I was just starting Dark Cloud. I remember we had hung out the same day that I had recorded Dark Cloud part, I think it was like 7 or whatever. It was Zucchini Chub Owlbubs. Right after that, I went to his college, picked him up, we hung out, we like went to the March Band stuff, and he had the idea to do a Bioshock Let's Play. Bioshock Blind Let's Play, because Bioshock was one of his favorite games of all time. One of the few that he just like really knew like the back of his hand, like one of the few that he had platinumed on his Xbox 360. So, you know, we had the idea where I would play through it blind, he would just be the co-commentator slash kind of guide, you know, if I wasn't quite understanding the story or was getting like a little lost. Just keep things on track and not make it, you know, super frustrating to watch. And lo and behold, we actually recorded part 1 of a Bioshock Blind Let's Play. Again, that's why, you know, I'm pretty familiar with the opening of the game, like the very opening, but I can't remember like anything else. But after that, I've always been a huge introvert. Like I am the worst when it comes to not being good about keeping track of people. And like over time, we just didn't get back together again. We stopped recording it together. He kind of went through a slum in college, and you know, I ended up not really being there for him. And dude, if you're watching this, and again, I think at this point you definitely know who you are if you are watching this. I am so sorry. And I hope like one day I will stop being such a terrible person. That's like an understatement. And you know, hopefully we can get back together and, you know, get things back on track and maybe, you know, rekindle that lost friendship. But anyway, it was just kind of eating at me. You know, I've been loving Bioshock so far. And it's been kind of weird not playing it with him. But at the same time, you know, I'm looking ahead. I know we're gonna be in for an amazing time. And if you listen to this, I just thank you so much. Comment down below if you guys have ever experienced anything like that, where, you know, maybe you know, you had this childhood friend where you guys like kind of just grew apart over time. Comment down below. Let me know about it. I promise I read every single comment that you guys get me, because I just don't get that many to begin with. And you know, I'm more than happy to listen, and you know, we can build each other up. We can slap each other with happiness. I think that's how that works. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching me say words to a camera. It's like 2 a.m. I'm not wearing pants. I'm taking advice from Markiplier. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you for the rest of Bioshock.